No, why not? She knows she hasn't got green hair. If ever I say, Annabelle, you're a prat, why might she get upset? Don't say because she is, because that's not nice. Why might Annabelle get more upset if I say she's a prat? Thank you. She has a frisson of doubt about her pratness. Now tell me this. Tell me this. I picked completely the wrong person for that. Tell me this. Whose ultimate responsibility is it for getting upset when I call Annabelle a prat? Hers or mine? Right. So why have you said people wind you up and make you angry? Because that's a lie, isn't it? You all know that. How about that? Are you excited to know that nobody has ever upset you in your entire life, nor will they in the future? Because that's impossible to do. There's no reality you can experience is not first fashioned by your own thoughts. Now, I have almost a great responsibility not to exploit Annabelle's possible vulnerability, yeah? But ultimately, she will interpret what I say one way or the other. She can either think, good God, he's only known me 9 months, he sussed me out fairly quickly, or she can think, Richard needs somebody with a strong character, superbly good-looking, supremely confident, and he picked me today. Now, I know you like the second one more than the first, but I really want you to go away here today knowing that if you have a partner, if you have children, if you have colleagues, if you have a bank manager, if you have clients, nobody can make you feel anything, can they? I'm scanning the room here because I can see some thoughts like, I sort of intellectually see what he's saying, but I don't like the sound of it. Come on, do some people get off on blaming other people for the way they feel? Nobody can make you feel anything. It's impossible to do that. Let's try this. I say, Annabelle, you're a prat. That's called an event, yes? Annabelle consults her imagination, has a look at prats and doesn't like the look of them. Her conscience said, Richard shouldn't call me a prat in front of other people. In fact, he shouldn't do it at all. I'm aware of the consequence of being seen as a prat. My beliefs say that prats don't get on very well in business, and I value the opinion of other people in here, so I don't want them to think I'm a prat. Now, where is all that going on? In her head. Now, tell me this. Do you think there's any link between feeling in control of the way you feel and being a more successful business owner? Yes or no? Only massive. And the day you realise nobody can make you feel anything or make me feel anything, and having had 4 daughters, going through all sorts of stuff, I had frequently to tell myself, they're not making me feel anything. And I remember Lindsay, one of my daughters, said to me one day, I said to Lindsay, I said, Lindsay, you really irritate me. She said, no, I'm not, you're irritating yourself. I met my wife on one of these programs. All my daughters have been on this program. You try and live with a family who know all about this stuff. Not easy. But at least I know that I am responsible for whatever happens. So is it possible you'll get some challenges over the next 2 months, 5 months, year, 2 or 3 years in your business? Well, you now know that whatever happens, you can choose the way you respond to it. Is it easy? No. Is it possible? You decide. Now, do you think high achievers feel more in control over their feelings than people who don't succeed very much? Do you think blaming others for where they are has a huge beneficial effect on your ability to run a successful business? What do you think? No. So once we take full responsibility for where we are, the profit we're making or not, the turnover we're having or not, the exciting life we're enjoying, the time we take responsibility for that is called adult maturity, isn't it? Because if you've got you where you are in life at the moment, which we have, haven't we? Isn't it nice to know you are exactly where you want to be at the moment, aren't you? It's good that, isn't it? You got the partner you want because you haven't binned them off yet. You got the kids you want because you haven't put them into care yet, have you? You got the neighbours you hadn't moved. You got the car because you haven't sold it. Are you with me here, guys? This is heavy stuff. Everything you have in life you must want. And anything you don't have in life yet, you don't want badly enough yet, do you? Because you haven't got it yet. Are you with me or not? Wow, that's big stuff, isn't it? You are in life at this precise moment exactly where you want to be. So when we take full responsibility for that, who's the one person we can trust to get us somewhere even better? Wow. But do you agree people who blame their family background, they blame the government, they blame banks, they blame clients for not buying or cancelling orders, when they blame everybody else, do you agree they're what we call externally referenced? I hope we're all internally referenced, aren't we? Isn't it sad that some people sort of refer to the weather, then they decide how they're going to feel? They refer to their children's bedrooms, then they decide how they're going to feel. They refer to where the toilet seat is, and then they decide how they're going to feel. How sad is that? Now, high achievers know that their mood will oscillate because we're human beings, but based on our expectations, isn't it? Not external events. And that's big stuff. Are we comfortable with that, all of us? Well, are you accepting it? Whether you're comfortable may be a different matter completely. So, we can get this to work. What we have is an expression called mums, and I believe it's entirely apposite and appropriate from time to time. Instead of jumping to a conclusion and going straight from event to response, well, you never do that. You actually consult those, but not in an organised way. How about sometimes making up my mind slowly? Do you think it's a good idea sometimes? Do you think there could be some footballers in South Africa at the moment who could benefit from doing a bit of mumsing? Might not be the red card being flashed around quite so often. So let's do a bit of sort of sweeping up here. Are we okay with the fact that you are where you want to be based on all the thoughts and choices you've made? Are we okay with the fact that nobody can make you angry or upset you? Isn't that good? Now, if anybody's sitting there thinking, I've got some baleful looks around the room at the moment, is it true that there are some people who know us who seem to know just what to say to get us doing the little dance? You know, they press the button and think, oh, we're doing it, I'll do it again now, ooh, off they go. Now, often it's somebody close to us who knows us really well, do you agree? And people say, no, they know me well, they know how to make me angry. No, they don't. Let's try this. If some stranger in the street came up to you and said exactly the same thing in the same voice, the same tenor, the same nuances and phrasing as this person who says to you at home or wherever, would you be as upset with somebody who didn't know you as you would with somebody close to you? Okay, on that continuum there, will you tell me what's different about this person in the street? And the words are, in case you can't read them, imagination, conscience, awareness, beliefs and values. What's different? Thank you. You don't value their opinion the way you do somebody at home. So it all comes back here, doesn't it? Wow. So they're the two major models. Thinking to results, everything we have is produced by a thought, and we are response able, which I hope you find exciting, if a little bit scary. Okay, now we'll have a delay for a moment, and we get a blank screen. So, can I ask you, do you all have good imaginations? Want to move, change pace? Do you all have good imaginations? Okay, will you picture this? In this room we have a couple of beer crates, empty. I've been told what you like, empty beer crates. Now, they're about 6 meters apart, so there's a beer crate over there and a beer crate over here. I put a plank about that wide, that thick, and about 6 meters long. I'm not very well metricated. 20 feet to me, 6 meters to you probably. Now, it's on those two beer crates, and your challenge is to walk from one end to the other without falling off, okay? And it's about that far off the ground. So, there's you. It's a bit sexist, so you've had a very short haircut and you're wearing trousers. You get 10 quid if you get to the other end without falling off. Would anybody be prepared to give that a go? Mercenary bunch. You'd do that, wouldn't you? Easy money. Now, let's change the scenario just a tad. Now you're only at 300 feet or 100 meters. It's the same job, the same plank, same beer crates, and it's a very still day. There is no wind about, okay? Would anybody prepared to do that now for £10? Would somebody from Rwanda do it for £10? Oh, wow. Okay, why wouldn't you do it now? I've given you the same job, same plank, same beer crates. Why wouldn't you do it? Now, has the risk changed or merely the consequences of failure? Same job. You see, you're okay till you get down here, aren't you? Then it gets a bit tricky, have you noticed? And have you noticed optimists say, so far so good? And Spike Milligan says, flying isn't dangerous, crashing's dangerous, yeah? So, I want to know, well, let's ask this question. Do you agree you have the same, or you have the logical knowledge you can do that job because you did that job down here? Do you agree? Are you with me? You can walk 20 feet across the plank. You did it, didn't you? Okay. Do you think you have more reason to do it down here, up there than you did down here? In other words, to stay on? You've got more reason to stay on at 300 feet, do you agree? Okay. Do you think you're more likely to stay on or fall off? What do you think? Why? Say again, Bridget.
Because that's what I'll be thinking about.
Right. What's your head full of thoughts of at 300 feet? Falling. What's your head full of thoughts of down here? 10 quid. This is adult thinking, isn't it? Down here we think about the treat, up there we start to think about the problems. Now,